Hello again. Today's a pretty special day. It's April the 9th, which is a pretty big deal in this household. So I'm going to do two drinks today. Two appropriate drinks. Now yesterday I told you I was going to do a drink called the Palmer. Not the Arnold Palmer. This is not tea and lemonade. This is not something for just people that don't drink. This is a drinking show. So I'm going to do a drink called the Palmer. Not a ton of history behind the Palmer. Charles Schumann wrote a book. He was a bartender out of Munich, and he wrote a book and included this. And one of Charles's main things that he always said about bartending is simple, classic ingredients that speak for themselves. The Palmer is a take on a bourbon martini. It's as if a martini was made with bourbon. Similarly, actually. Now, I have chilled 2 martini glasses by putting ice and water in them here. And I'm going to go ahead and start this drink. Now, remember, if you're ever in a bar and you order something like this or even a real martini and you hear that bartender shaking it, they're already doing it wrong. You want to have these drinks as clean and crystal clear as possible. So let's go ahead with this one, and let's take, because it's mostly bourbon, I'm going to go ahead and switch up to our high-end Brown-Forman product, LeBron Graham Woodford Reserve Double Oaked. And I'm going to use a regular glass for this. So let's go ahead and put, let's see, 2 ounces. But you know me, I like a little bit extra, so I'm going to do 2.5 or so ounces. That's a little closer to 3 there. My next step, and this is really important here, half teaspoon, not a lot, a half teaspoon of lemon juice. It's really just a squeeze. It's not too much. And then let's set that down. And just 1 dash of bitters. Now this is a drink for sipping, definitely. Let's go ahead and put some ice in here. The fact that it has my name on the drink makes me a little more excited to make this for you. It might be a little strong for some of you. Now remember what I said, we're not shaking it. We want this to be much like a martini. We stir it for about 15 seconds. Make sure it's good and chilled. And then we reach for our Hawthorne strainer here in a second. In the meantime, dump the ice in the water. These glasses are nice and chilled now. And let's set them over here. And the reason, I'm going to teach you a little bit about these glasswares as we're doing this today too, in between our 2 drinks. This is the Palmer. I did a ton of research to find out, well, you know what, let's just make it into 1 glass. I did a ton of research to try to find out the history of this, and really all I could find was the references from Charles Schumann. I will set this out here so you can get a quick view of the Palmer, and then when you back away, we'll get some look at these glasses so I can explain a little bit to you about them. So first of all, the Palmer is sitting in a classic martini glass. I want to tell you I rarely put anything in a classic martini glass except for drinks like this. I know you and your girlfriend Karen went on a booze cruise once down in Cancun, and Karen got something chocolate that was served in a martini glass, and they called it a chocolate martini. Well, later on, Karen was throwing up over the edge of the boat. You don't throw up over the edge of a boat from regular martinis unless you just overdo it. They're elegant, classic cocktails. So tell your friend Karen, who likes her chocolate martini, no, not in a martini glass. Put it in something else. You're just offensive to bartenders. The other glasses you're going to see here, and we've used these 2 on the sides. We'll move this martini out, this Palmer out of the way. These are called coupes. A coupe is a little bit bigger, rounded glass for some up drinks. Now the next glass, this is a martini glass. You probably have seen these in a lot of 1920s, 15s movies. This specific glass is called the Paris Brest. This was actually designed after the shape of Marie Antoinette's breast in Paris. So they call it the Paris Brest. A little offensive too. And this is a cordial glass. Cordial glasses many times have things in them that are a straight sweetened liquor, and a lot of times we'll serve some other up drinks in it. We could have done the Palmer in this glass, but I wanted to have an excuse to talk to you about that. Now let's move on to our next drink. This is a fun drink, and I'm making this for some very specific reasons. This drink goes along with this day today. Today is April 9th, and in the year 1994 on April 9th, I was standing in front of a preacher making some vows. That was a long time ago, and it feels like half of a lifetime. But I believe we can make a drink that will go with a 26th wedding anniversary that we have today. This drink is called the Love Letter. Now, very similarly, we're going to go ahead and get some ice in a glass and chill some things in that glass. Let's start out. This one's fun too. Again, I'm going to use my higher end because it's a special day. Let's use our higher end Woodford Reserve double oaked bourbon. And I'm going to go ahead and make 2 of these because, well, if you're drinking a love letter alone, then that's just sad. So let's go ahead and put, there are 2 ounces of each. There's your bourbon. Actually, I did about 1 3/4 ounces each of the bourbon. Now we're going to do, what's a ½ ounce, so a full ounce of our Cointreau, our orange cognac. Oh, this is going to be a fun cocktail. And then let's see, let's just, not a whole lot. It says, I don't, this recipe calls for 7 dashes of bitters. I'm going to actually use a little less than that because this is an eyedropper, so it's giving me more than a dash each time. So there we go. Now, let's stir this up. Here's our clean spoon, there's our dirty spoon. Chill it. This one's going to be interesting, guys, because we have a special ingredient that goes in here. A love letter should tickle your nose. Should make you happy. Now, where did we put that other? We set that over here. Yeah, let's grab that. Now, we're putting this into our coupes. Now, I've already talked to you about these glasses, so let's get them out of the way. We put these into our coupe glasses. And they're not even close to done yet. A little bit of champagne. It's surprising how many things. Now, when you open a bottle of champagne, I know you've seen all the movies, the cork goes shooting everywhere. That's as tacky as it can get. This is not spring break. Take a nice towel and just ease the cork out. A little bit of a pop. Cover it up. Top each one with champagne. And that can make for a 26th wedding anniversary. And we're going to put a Luxardo cherry in each one. And we're going to put a lemon twist in each one. Remember, twist and turn. And there you go. 2 love letters meant to be sent off to your lover and your friend. So I hope you guys are still enjoying this series. Please make sure that you subscribe on our YouTube channel. It really does make a big, giant difference. And as we go through this difficult time defining our new normal, I really hope that you guys take time to reach out to those that you love, to tell them, maybe send them a love letter, maybe give them a hug if they're close enough. But use your social distancing for those you aren't close to, and have a bourbon.